Hello everybody, it's Siobhan Guthrie here at KinesiologyZone, and this is our very first health show as we move into really helping you with some health information and become a hub for holistic information. So today what I wanted to do was a juice. This is going to be my breakfast, and it's for a friend of mine in the US. She was asking me about juicing and a simple recipe. And somebody who I use their recipes is Jason Vales, Juice Master, and I love his recipes. And I think that for me, juicing is something that when I've been a little bit under stress, the diet has gone out the window, I haven't been looking after myself, it's a great way to reset. And just within a couple of days, you're starting to feel more energized. And so yesterday I was doing a bit of juicing, and today I was up early in the office early, and it just really made a difference. So this is for my friend Barbara, who was asking me specifically, and I just wanted to show her the most popular recipe that I do, which is a juicer. It needs a juicer and it also needs the blender. So over here I have enough for about two people, or two juices. I like to juice once and be able to drink twice, so it saves on the washing up of the juicer. I use here you can use different types of juicers. This is a masticating juicer, but you can also get a centrifugal, which you need to drink the juice straight away with a centrifugal. With a masticating one, you can actually allow the juice. You can actually store it for about 24 hours. So I have this recipe which has pineapple in it. This is really great for, it's a very good anti-inflammatory, as well as having some enzymes in it, some bromelain in it, which is in the core. And because we're juicing, then it means that we can juice all of that. We wouldn't usually eat it because it's quite hard. And then I have some cucumber, some apples, some lime, and I like to add in a rib of a celery because this is also a great source of releasing water from the system. So we're going to start juicing. Hopefully the sound is gentle enough. And so what we're going to do is just going to pop in a couple of apples and squeeze them through nice and gently. And obviously when it's all nice and prepared in advance, it makes it very fast. So some juicers you can put them all into the system without chopping them up too much, but with a centrifugal it's a slower process. So it has less damage, if you like, to the fruit. Now here in Mayo at the moment, we have a water crisis. A nice little parasite has got into our water supply, and 50,000 people are having to boil water. And so, water has been reduced in the shops, so it's a little bit cheaper. But this is a great way to extract, get your amount of water that you need each day. It's a great way to be getting fluids into the body as well. So we've got our apples going in. I've got four apples for two people. So this is a recipe for two people. A good amount of pineapple. So I probably did about a third of a pineapple. We've got our apples. Get that in there. Go. Nice and squeezy. So we've got our apples in there. Getting a little clogged, which can happen when we're using centrifugal. I'm going to put in my celery now. That might have to clear some of it out. And we have more apples. We have our lime, which gives it a nice kick. You can start to see how the juice is coming out there at the bottom. Pineapple is lovely. As I said, it's got bromelain in it. It's hard to get bromelain. Bromelain's a digestive enzyme, helps to digest, improve digestion considerably. A lot of clients have sometimes take that as a supplement to really help their digestive problems. Cucumber is a great source of water, so if you're feeling thirsty, a good juice of some cucumber will help to quench the thirst. So what we're doing, almost done. Mop up here a little bit. Now, I've just got a little bit of almost done in terms of quantity. So with fruits and vegetables, you never quite know how much juice you're going to make. And when you are, sometimes in the summer they have more water in them, more extraction. So just keep an eye on the jug there. Make sure it doesn't go over. And I think that's probably enough for the moment, just to give you an idea about what we're doing. It's also getting a little bit clogged, which can happen. So I'm going to switch this off so that you can see what we're going to do next. So what I love about Jason Vales recipes are that quite apart from juicing, so we have our juice, we also have a blend. And what goes, I use this, you can use any kind of blender. I use this very fast one. It's very loud too, so that's going to be fun on screen. We're going to use a little bit of ice. So we've got a couple of ice cubes in here. And because of the current water problem here in Westport, that's bottled water has been frozen yesterday. We're going to add in half an avocado. Now you never know what your avocados are going to be like until you open them, but that looks pretty good. Happy with that. Just going to put that into the bottom of, take that little bit out, in on top of our ice. We're going to put in maybe not all of this, but let's see how we do. So we've got our nice blend there. So this is probably the equivalent of about, I'll probably put in about a third of that, 2/3 of that. That should be enough. And I'm going to put in some spirulina. And spirulina is where you're really getting the pure nutrition. This is an algae. It's dark green. Let me see if you can see some of that. Okay, it's very dark green. So it's going to go in on top of that. Bit of a scoop of that. And then we're going to put the lid on. Very important, so it doesn't fly everywhere. Now, this literally takes about 15 seconds. And so bear with me for 15 seconds of very loud blending. So we're going to switch that off. And I don't know if you saw, but there comes a point where it suddenly starts to be really energized. So it starts, blending, and then there's a point where you go, okay, now it's ready. So that probably took about 8 to 10 seconds. Not long for a lovely juice. Now we have 2 jugs here. If I was saving some of this, I'd like to use this little machine, which extracts, and you put the juice in there, and it extracts the air. Pumps the air out, and that's a really handy way of being able to keep your juice in or your blend even in your fridge until you're ready to drink it. So let's have a go at this, and what we might do is ask Natasha to come in, and she can have a little bit of this juice here in the office. So we have our It's probably not going to be great in terms of colour, but let me just see if you can see that. We can put it into a glass so that you can see better the colour. So the more spirulina that you put in, the more greener that it will be, okay? And so if you're new to juicing, I would go light on the spirulina first of all, so that you can, get used to the flavour. But what happens with this is that the avocado, which has all your essential fats in it, and blended with the pineapple, makes it really smooth. And so when you drink it, it's almost like a meal in itself. This will, if you had this as being one drink, we're going to share this around in the office now. If we had this as one drink, then it would last you for like 3 or 4 hours. So good breakfast at 8 o'clock, you'd be ready for 8 a.m. you're ready for your juice then at lunchtime if you're doing some sort of detox. It's a great way to just get pure nutrition into the system, very easy to drink. And so Barbara, I hope this has helped. This is one of my favourite blends that I like to do. Avocado blended with the pineapple, a couple of apples, lime and cucumber, and a rib of the celery. So listen, have a great day everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed our very first health show, and we hope to be doing more in the future. If you have a topic that you'd like me to talk about, or if there's another juice you'd like me to do, or anything along the health line, I look forward to answering those questions in a future show. So thank you very much.